John Bonham was born on May 31st, 1948 in England. He was the powerhouse drummer for one of the best rock bands to ever exist, Led Zeppelin. In my opinion, he's the greatest drummer of all time. Who do you think is the best? He was posthumously inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1995. Some of the drummers he influenced included Phil Collins, Dave Grohl, Mike Portnoy, Neil Peart, Tommy Lee, and Dave Lombardo, just to name a few. Do you have a favorite Zeppelin album? Mine is Houses of the Holy. He started playing drums at a young age. He was an apprentice carpenter with his dad after quitting high school at age 16. He was in a lot of bands that didn't last very long. After the Yardbirds broke up, he was talked into joining the new Yardbirds by his friend Robert Plant. They were previously in bands together called Band of Joy and the Crawling King Snakes. If you ever have time, check out the Band of Joy's cover of For What It's Worth, originally by Buffalo Springfield. They changed their name to Led Zeppelin and released their debut album in 1969. Bonzo hit the drums harder than anyone, but he could change his style with ease. Here's a fun fact. He was Tony Iommi's best man when Tony first got married in 1973. He loved cars and had a nice collection. John was married once and had 2 children. His son Jason is also a talented drummer. John could drink alcohol with the best of them. It's estimated that leading up to his death, he consumed 40 shots of vodka. He died in 1980 after choking on his own vomit. He was so important to Led Zeppelin that they chose to break up rather than attempt to find a replacement. He was 32 years old. Neil Peart was born on September 12, 1952 in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Haha, gotcha. I know his last name is pronounced Peart. I just wanted to see how many snobs I could make have an aneurysm. He was the Hall of Fame drummer for the band Rush. He wasn't the one who gave the famous blah 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 speech. That was Alex Lifeson. His nickname was the Professor. He wrote most of the lyrics for the band because he read a lot of books. He is considered one of the best rock drummers of all time. He was very technically proficient. I have a question for you. Who was the better drummer, John Bonham or Neil? He got his first drum kit at age 14. He moved to England at age 18, hoping to become a professional musician. He returned to Canada disappointed and started selling tractor parts. He auditioned for Rush in 1974, and together they made great music until 2015 when the band stopped touring. He died in January of 2020 after battling brain cancer. He was 67 years old. Keith Moon was born on August 23, 1946 in Wembley, England. He was the drummer and a songwriter in the rock band called The Who. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1990. He was in a band called the Beachcombers before joining The Who in 1964. He was a flamboyant, ferocious drummer who loved life and having a good time. His nickname was Moon the Loon. Lead singer Roger Daltrey said everything about Keith was extreme. He would trash hotel rooms, drum kits, and drive cars into pools. Sometimes he had too much of a good time. He got bored easily. He played pranks a lot. He went too far when The Who were on the Smothers Brothers TV show in 1967. He filled his bass drum with flash powder to make an explosion. He used way too much. Pete Townsend said his hearing was never the same after that explosion. Keith could drink alcohol and do drugs with the best of them. He passed out on stage a few times. He released a solo album in 1975. He appeared in several movies including That'll Be the Day, 200 Motels, Sextet, Stardust, the 1974 Son of Dracula, the Woodstock documentary, and The Who's Tommy. As the years went on, his drum kits became bigger and bigger. He was married once and had a daughter named Amanda. He died in 1978 from an overdose of prescription pills called Heminevrin used to curb the withdrawal from alcohol. He was 32 years old. Vinnie Paul was born on March 11, 1964 in Abilene, Texas. Of course, his full name is Vinnie Paul Abbott. He was the drummer for the bands Pantera, Damage Plan, and Hell Yeah. He formed the first 2 bands with his brother Dimebag Darrell. He started out playing the tuba as a kid, but was wisely advised to take up the drums by his dad. I'd say he's one of the best metal drummers ever. Pantera was formed in 1981. They went through several lineup changes before they found their sound. They kicked butt until 2003 when they officially broke up. Damage Plan was next. In 2004, Vinnie witnessed his brother being killed on stage in Columbus, Ohio by a crazed fan. In 2006, he joined the band Hell Yeah. They recorded 6 studio albums. On June 22, 2018, Vinnie died at his Las Vegas home at the age of 54. He died from dilated cardiomyopathy and coronary artery disease. He played music and partied up until the very end. Rest in peace, brother. Clem Burke was born on November 24, 1954 in Bayonne, New Jersey. His birth name was Clement Anthony Bozevsky. He was a great drummer for the band called Blondie, with songs like Call Me, Hanging on the Telephone, Rapture, The Tide is High, One Way or Another, Atomic, Dreaming, Heart of Glass, and Call Me. No wonder they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2006. What is your favorite song from them? He joined the band in 1975 and he appeared on all of their studio albums. He was their second drummer. They called him the heartbeat of Blondie. They broke up in 1982 and occasionally toured and released new music. Some of the other bands he played with included the Romantics, Dramarama, Iggy Pop, the Go-Go's, Joan Jett, Eurythmics, Bob Dylan, Pete Townsend, the Ramones, he was Elvis Ramone, and members of the Sex Pistols, among many others. He auditioned to be in Patti Smith's band before Blondie. On a personal note, he was one of my favorite drummers. He was a showman, he was charismatic, he had the best hair, and he was very talented. No one could do it like Clem. He kept busy up until the end with many projects, including playing with a Blondie cover band. He was married once and had no children. He died in April of 2025 from a private battle with cancer. The band said his influence and contributions have spanned decades and genres, leaving an indelible mark on every project he was a part of. He was 70 years old. Ginger Baker was born on August 19, 1939 in England. His birth name was Peter Edward Baker. He got his nickname Ginger because of his red hair. He is best known for being the drummer in the band Cream. He was also in Blind Faith and Hawkwind. He's one of the most respected and influential drummers ever. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1993 as a member of Cream. He wasn't the first drummer to use double bass drums, but he certainly made it more popular. Neil Peart has said, "His playing was revolutionary. He set the bar for what rock drumming could be." He was married 4 times and had 3 kids. It's been said that he had a bad temper. He started using heroin in the 60s and struggled with it for many years. He had COPD from smoking cigarettes most of his life. In February of 2016, he retired from drumming for good. He had chronic back pain from degenerative osteoarthritis. He died in 2019 at the age of 80. Charlie Watts was born on June 2, 1941 in England. He is known for being the drummer in the Rolling Stones from 1963 to 2021. Despite being in one of the biggest bands in history, he managed to lead a quiet life out of the spotlight. He had a background in art, and he helped design some album covers and stage setups. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1989. Mick Jagger once said, "He didn't play very heavy. Sometimes, if I got him mad enough, he would. That was the only way I could get him to play really heavy, to get him mad." Charlie was a gentleman, but he once punched Mick in the face after Mick called him "my drummer." Charlie loved jazz, so he was able to incorporate different styles into his drumming. He led a clean lifestyle, but during the 80s he got caught up in heroin and alcohol due to a midlife crisis. He was able to quit everything, including cigarettes. He battled throat cancer in 2004. He was married once and they had 1 daughter. They owned a farm where they bred Arabian horses. Ronnie Wood said, "Charlie's the engine. We don't go anywhere without the engine." He died in 2021. Keith Richards said it was due to cancer. He was 80 years old.